All right, so we're just doing the jawline. And we might do microcurrent up here because there's nowhere really to release the anima anyway. So forgive me, I may have not been accurate telling you what we're going to work on. So I'm going to turn on my unit and I'm going to do what's easiest. I wish I had something more like inventive to do, but why ruin something so freaking easy when you'll do it? You know, it's not about the fancy, I call them Instagram moves, right? It's not about the fancy stuff. Like we could do a bunch of stuff and we could go back and forth. You know, I mean, we could do something like this. This could be, you know, here, let's do this. This is fun, right? It's not really doing anything more than staying stagnant, but it is just kind of creating a jiggling effect. So this is kind of nice, right? It's new. This is the premiere of a new move in microcurrent world with the lift. Gives you something to do. And now we're just kind of going to the front. So it doesn't do anything for the fascia. And it really just kind of does something, you know. And coming back. And now I'm just going to swish it. And the swishing just feels good. All the way out and holding. Now let's go to the other side. Just kind of jiggling. I'm just going to take this towards the side. Just kind of jiggling. Feels good. I just enjoy kind of moving it. Maybe the jiggling, I like to think, kind of spreads the love, right? Spreads the electron love. So we're just kind of moving this, going over. And now we're just going to go right to those tips again. And we're just going to spread it all the way out. And holding. And spreading this all the way. Holding a little bit more. And spreading this out. And now let's just take it right into the center. We're just going to kind of do the same thing, just kind of a little gentle wiggle. You'll have to let me know if that feels like you're getting more current into the area. The reason I like is the electrodes are staying in the same place, but we're just simply just manipulating the tissue. So we're not picking up and having to start over again. So it is kind of an interesting concept. And going right into that lip area. And let's go to the other side. Is holding right in that buccinator, the rissosaurus. And then just creating a little bit. I don't know if it's psychological, but I feel like I feel a little bit more energy in that area. And I'm just going to kind of go in here. Showing. Then we'll do the same thing with the lifting. And we'll see how that works in that. I know that Ferreo makes a unit that vibrates. So it's really more for limb, but you don't know if it's ease of application. All right, so now let's go ahead and switch this to a deeper program, a lifting program. So I'm going to switch this over to program 2 on my unit and whatever lifting is for you. And I'm going to go ahead and just start again, just kind of going back and forth. Holding it. Down. Back. Back. Forward. And rocking back. Now we're going to come up to that buccinator. Kind of doing the same thing. This is kind of a meatier section. It's not so much on the bone, so you can go a little bit stronger. Kind of getting that current deep in there. Side. And rocking forward again. Just getting into that area. I love this because I've got the nasolabial fold kind of stretched with 2 of them. It's just really kind of feeding current into those areas. And now let's go into here. Moving it. Really does feel kind of electrified. I don't know, again, I'll have to get your feedback. Sometimes we just do something. I don't think it really makes this Instagram worthy, but sure is a different little sensation when we kind of, it's like wiggling in a hole, you know, just kind of wiggling those electrons in the space. Going. Just bringing so much blood flow into an area. You know, around the lips, we really do get those fascial adhesions. We get the loss of collagen, which creates the lip lines that everybody can't stand. And, you know, Botox is nice, but sometimes it makes, and I know it makes my mouth look funny. So I kind of try to avoid getting it in there. Just kind of doing this all and coming forward. Just feeling all of this go. And coming back. Yeah, the longer you hold, I do feel the difference. It's like the area does become just so saturated and electrified. And it's just such a difference now coming down on the jawline, just like we did into this area. Holding. You know, I work a lot on the jawline because that is something that really does give the impression of, you know, health and youth, is that, you know, just more of a toned jawline. It's not something that we all can keep, and it certainly doesn't make people look bad, but it certainly is something that we can work on. And between the microcurrent and microneedling we're going to go over tomorrow, it's something that you can work on at home as a reasonable, responsible DIY person. Here. You never want to do radio frequency really in this area. It's tempting, you know, the altheras and some of the things people do along their neckline is great, but if you're thin and you lose that volume, it gives you definitely a skeletal look, and that is something I have to really fight constantly. It's all angles and pictures and trying to show an angle that my face looks fuller and not so gaunt at times. So never apply any type of beauty device that has heat, because the heat, while it may not feel too warm on the tissue, the heat accumulates, and that accumulation of the thermal energy deep in the tissue starts to injure the fat cell. And that's a real issue. If you want to know more about the fat cell, I have an interview with Yvonne Gillin on YouTube, but I'll post it in the feed because it does give a very good argument to stay away from any type of thermal heating as a means to micro injuries. So that was today's microcurrent unit, or kind of treatment that we did on ourselves. Tomorrow, we're going to work probably a little bit of an overlap of the buccinator and the cheek area, and it will be the same thing. We're going to kind of work sideways and lifting for the muscles and some of the toning, but for the most part, it's just getting that current on the skin and letting it do its job. Till next time, I hope you have a great skin day.